Alrighty, so in their second to last game of the season, the Sharks unfortunately lost in overtime in a close game to the Oilers by a final score of 5-4. The Oilers get the win at home. Obviously, they have their eyes on the playoffs as they're second place in the Pacific, and they're ready for what's coming up ahead. Sharks, will be in the offseason after next game, but the Sharks lost tonight 5-4 in overtime. It's frustrating the way they lost, but that's the way it was. 5-4, high scoring one in Edmonton. So the Sharks actually got the first goal of the game. It was by Noah Gregor, a really good goal actually. It was a poor pass by the goalie for the Oilers, and it created a turnover that the Sharks fed off of, and Gregor got the nice goal. So yeah, 1-0 Sharks. Gregor got not just the first goal, but also the second goal of the game. And that made it 2-0 San Jose. And Gregor, I think he has a lot of talent. I've been watching him for a while. Obviously, he's been, in and out of our system. And so to see Gregor, 2 goals in the game, especially against the Oilers, pretty good. James Reimer got some pretty nice saves, but unfortunately, he didn't win the game. But he did make some good saves. The Oilers didn't score in that first period. Ryan McLeod got the Oilers on the board midway through the second. It was a pretty nice goal. It wasn't really Reimer's fault either, and that made it 2-1. And then Yamamoto got the equalizer for the Oilers. It was a 2-on-2, and he skated past the Sharks defenders that weren't really set in position, so that tied the game up at 2. However, Scott Reedy, who also has been really, really impressive in the past couple of weeks, got the Sharks up by 1. And I think for the Sharks right now, obviously they're not making the playoffs. We don't have a GM. But I think there's a lot of bright spots for our future. Reedy is one of them. Reedy is really talented for his age and for, the player he is, being, so new to this team. Reedy got a nice goal towards the crease, made it 3-2 Sharks. However, Derek Ryan got the equalizer for the Oilers. Reimer, stepped out of the crease to retrieve the puck, and, it led to a goal eventually. So it was 3-3 after Derek Ryan scored. However, Nick Bonino got the Sharks ahead once again about midway through the third, made it 4-3 San Jose. But, however, about a minute later, Philip Broberg for the Oilers tied the game up at 4. So, yeah, it was 4-4. We go to overtime, and towards the end of the period, Zach Hyman gets the winner for Edmonton. Good passing by the Oilers. Sharks were not in position well. It was going to happen. It's not Reimer's fault. It was going to happen. The Oilers win it 5-4 in overtime. So the Sharks, this is their second to last game. They're going to play their final game of the season against none other than the rival and another struggling team, the Seattle Kraken. And so that'll be the final game of this kind of depressing season. But I think it was a good season for us to see, who is the future, right? We have Reedy, we have Gregor, we have all these guys, as shown tonight, that are going to lead this team, inevitably in the future, right? So, although it was a loss, there's some things that we can gain from this. The Sharks, 6th in the division. It's probably going to be the way it is when the season is all said and done, but one more game against the Kraken. It's been a crazy season. I can't believe we're already at game 81. Sharks lose in overtime. They are 32, 36, and 13. So their 13th extra time loss of the year. And the Oilers are now 48, 27, and 6. They're having a great season. Of course, they're having their eyes on the Stanley Cup. And so, the Sharks, unfortunately, they lose. I thought maybe they could win. And beating the Oilers is not easy. But I guess it helps our draft position, as I say, for most losses. It's going to help our draft position. So, anyways, guys, one final game will be against the Kraken tomorrow. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I'll see you guys later. Yeah, go Sharks.